Roles of women are changing, and often the expectations that many women place on themselves can be unnerving. Joining me to discuss this are the organizers of a women's conference. Also in this Brooklyn 45 program, are we doing enough to prepare our kids for the realities of living today? My guest will be Camara Jackson, the founder of an organization that's doing just that. Women collaborating and leveraging. Sounds familiar? Yes, we're hearing about this in the news and on the front pages every day. Let me welcome my guests who are actually the organizers of a women's conference. We'll hear about that during this program. Dr. Neva Alexander, Global Business Developer and Trainer, and Donna Douglas, Operational Director at Academy Charter School, and she's a pastor. Welcome to Brooklyn 45.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having me. Yes.
Women collaborating and leveraging. I know you're going to be discussing this during your conference, but let's begin there. Women collaborating.
So it's very important for a woman to understand each other, help each other out, leverage each other. We have a tendency to sometimes not support each other. And if we support each other, we're able to reach so much further in the things that we're trying to accomplish and trying to do. And we're able to learn from each other when we collaborate and we leverage. And leveraging could be in many different parts of our lives, from
What are some of them? Yes, go on.
business, from in the community, from in the church. I mean, the list goes on and on, you know.
Just this past week, I had a discussion with a group of ladies in the church regarding just coming together, sitting down, sharing, collaborating, so we can understand where we are, what's going on in my life. What's going on in my life is not really just to me. There are others who's going through the same thing. But as women, sometimes we tend to build a wall, and it's our little world, and we're living there, thinking no one else knows, no one else is experiencing this. But what a difference when women sit down, collaborate, and leverage the knowledge that we have.
That doesn't seem to me, as a man, to be a problem for women.
Really?
Yes.
It can be a problem. For example, you know, finance. Imagine if we could all pool our money together, you know, and leverage. Imagine what we could accomplish. But we're so worried about things such as, oh, you know, this person, we can't trust each other. We can't, that person's going to have my money. No.
That's a big one for women, that trust factor.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a big one for women.
It's a problem for many of us of color too.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yes, definitely. But
So it compounds color and then being a woman.
yes.
Is it really that difficult for women?
It is. Women talk, but are they sharing?
Yes. So imagine if there's, you know, we're in a room and you know something that I don't. You know, imagine if you told me and I'm able to move from there and be successful. I mean, we could open so many doors, you know. Hence that word, I love to use the word global and international. You
That's
know.
your word.
That's
Yeah.
my word.
Yes,
you know.
and your world.
You know, but if we do things together, we can do so much more. But we are so afraid to put things together and help each other.
You know, I'm going to go here. But
Go ahead.
lots of women collaborating, not being afraid, are now exposing something really horrible that's been happening to them for a long time, and they've been hiding. What do you think about this?
That's another part of being a woman. It's my story. I'm ashamed. Women tend to take that. I'm ashamed. And once shame comes into the picture, then you go into hiding. And so that's why you could have two next door neighbors going through the same thing, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's abuse, but
Yeah,
nobody knows.
You're a pastor. Does that happen in the church as well?
I would think it does happen in the church. It does happen. And then in the church is where it's probably even more silent. Why? Because you think, oh my God, I'm in the church. This should not be happening to me? Or something must be wrong why this is happening to me. So then another veil of covering takes place in that arena.
The roles of women are changing. Let's talk about those changing roles.
Well, I'm going to use this opportunity to speak on it from a global perspective. In a global perspective, I worked in the Middle East for some years, Saudi Arabia to be specific, and women there are now able to, they got the permission to drive. They have women in their political arena, which you don't really have a political arena, but they're able to do a lot more than they're, a few years ago. That's just in that dynamics. Now they're able to come to this country on their own before they needed a partner to travel outside the country. So things are happening just in that perspective. More than that, women are changing in this perspective where they're taking more leadership roles. It's, I can do this. I can be as strong as you are.
You're not talking about me personally.
In the early 2000s when we had the stock market crashing and all of that going on, a lot of women, most of those jobs were lost by men. And so women at that time actually had to confront. So they took on a lot more roles. I think today, if you compare it, you have so many stay-home dads these days compared to even 10 years ago.
Yes.
Because the role changed, the time demanded that somebody had to be the breadwinner. Not that women weren't always doing that, but now they are the ones who's the one up front who's doing that, taking care to ensure my family's fed, it's my family.
Yes, women are moving outside of the norm of being mother.
The norm.
Someone emailed this to me. One thing that was newsworthy today was Tammy Duckworth, who will be the first sitting senator to give birth.
Yeah, I heard that this morning.
They also mentioned Jacinda Ardern, New Zealand's Prime Minister, who will give birth in office as well. The situation raises the issue of working mothers. But the fact that this is news is an indication of how far we still have to go with respect to the stereotypes women have to contend with, as well as the glass ceilings. The fact that most women are made to feel that they have to choose between motherhood and career, and that they can't multitask.
Wow. I think we can multitask. Give us the opportunity. We're doing it. And beyond those that are in the newspaper or the media right now, pretty much, there have been individuals that lead country. In Jamaica, you had a prime minister, a woman prime minister, just a while back. And I know in parts of Africa, you've had the leaders as well. Yeah. So, that shouldn't be newsworthy except congratulations,
right.
Are in order. But it should be.
Unfortunately, it is newsworthy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just keep it as
You're going to change that, right?
Of course, why not?
This women's conference that you're having.
Yes.
What can women expect? I almost said, what can we expect? But what can women expect?
Well, Donna is going to be a speaker there, and she's going to be motivational, just bringing the word to these women to empower them. Beyond that, we're going to have 3 different panels. We're going to have a panel on STEM, so women in science, technology, engineering, and math. We're going to have a panel talking about collaboration and leveraging. And we're going to have an immigration panel, because especially at this time, that's a big piece with DACA and everything else. So, and it's an International Women's Day conference, so we have to bring that piece, because we have international people coming in as well to this conference. So it's going to be a time to celebrate women, celebrate accomplishments, celebrate ourselves, and just be happy and push each other forward to the next level. Now, I don't want it to come across as if it's just we don't need men. We do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we do. Yes, some may disagree with what we do, and it's
Although from what's been happening around us, we wish that more men were more responsible.
Yeah.
of
Yes,
course
go
definitely more responsible. But there are men supporting
Yeah.
women as well, and we applaud them for doing so. So this conference is not only open for women. Of course, 80% will show up, will be women, but men can come. And actually, one of the speakers on the immigration panel will be a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have to wring his arm to get him to say
No,
yes.
not at all. I said, I need you at this conference. You know the rules, the laws. He says, okay, no problem.
What are your feelings about inequality with regards to pay?
Wow, you want to take this?
I have a background in HR, human resource and labor relations. So I've seen it. I've seen women come in with the same education experience, and men will come in,
You're looking
do a
at her.
similar job. Yeah, because we share common place of one, so we know that.
Sure.
And it amazes you why you would get this from supervisors, you get this from CEOs. Oh, he's coming in, this should be his salary. We're going to top it up $5,000, $10,000 over the norm. The norm is what a woman would get. That's what it is. I'm hoping that in the not too distant future, that would not be it. Because if you look at our education system now, if you go to universities, more women are now registered and graduating from college
That's correct.
than men.
Yes.
So the army of us as women coming together and leveraging and saying, look, enough is enough. It's time. We're doing the work. Pay us.
Yeah, I mean, if we're doing the work equally, why not? We have to feed ourselves too. So why should you get 5,000 more, 10,000? We're doing the same work.
It's amazing how they do that with a woman. But in the hospital, you now have male nurses. Years ago, that was like, oh my God. But you now have male nurses. They're paying them what they're paying the women. So why are we doing it vice versa when it comes to that?
Talk to me about your speakers lineup. Where can we get information about the Women's Conference?
Okay, so you can get the information on our website. It's www.nevalliance.com. That's nevalliance.com. Or you could go to drneva.com. That's drneva.com. And our speaker lineup, we are going to have a dynamic group of women from CEOs of their own companies to assembly women, to Donna, who's next to me right now, to individuals that own their own media outlets as well. So media, funny enough, 2 Media is on the platform. And we also have the person that she's over the STEM department at her organization, which is run by the government. So we have a very fantastic lineup. I'm trying to think about all the names off the top of my head, and I cannot. I cannot.
Thank you, Dr. Neva Alexander, Global Business Developer and Trainer, and Donna Douglas, Operational Director at Academy Charter School. Now to Elite Learners. Camara Jackson is the founder of this organization. Camara, welcome to Brooklyn 45.
Thank you for having me.
You have a slogan on your website that says, each one, teach one.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
It just originated from the heart of the organization, which is mentorship. So we believe that as a community, we have to continue to teach one another. So each one, teach one, to reach one simply means we need to continue the cycle of educating our young people.
Talk to me about your organization.
So Elite Learners, Inc. is a community development organization originating out of Brownsville in East New York. We offer a variety of mentorship programs, cultural arts, education, and athletic programming.
Where did the idea come from?
So Elite originated about a year ago, I was volunteering in my daughter's school, right? And as I was volunteering, I realized that there was a shortage of school supportive services, meaning teachers are overworked, working very hard, and around the clock to offer just academic intervention and support. So I started Elite to be able to assist with that and provide school supportive services.
Now, mentoring, I understand, is a big part of your organization.
Yes.
Why mentoring?
Because I believe that mentorship is vital in the upbringing of young people. I've had many influential mentors throughout my career path, and they just add that extra support that you may not get at home.
What kind of contact do you have with young people? With your organization, I mean,
Yes.
what kind of contact does your organization have
Yes.
with young people?
So we provide a variety of wraparound services.
Wraparound?
Wraparound services, meaning we're serving the child and their families. If need be, we come out and meet the families, offer our help or assistance in areas in which families need support. So a child entering to Elite Learners, Inc. is not just a part of one of our programs, but they become a part of our family as an organization. We follow them from the beginning to the end, and the end being college and career ready.
You said programs. What are your programs like?
So right now we're offering a variety of programs, mentorship through sports. We have mentorship through drama and dance. We offer literacy with the anti-bullying initiative. We have, what else are we offering? Cultural arts, robotics. So we have a summer STEM program where we introduce students to technology and computer science.
Where do your students come from?
All over Brooklyn.
Yes?
All over, yes. We're in a variety of public schools, Brownsville, East Flatbush, East New York, Canarsie.
What are you doing with the public schools?
We're providing support. We are just that breath of fresh air that public schools need. We support the teachers in anything that we can do as far as the academic intervention, meaning the extra SAT prep, ELA prep for testing. We have after-school programs. So we're just there to make sure that we can support the school and making sure that our young people are growing up to be successful and they have the tools that they need.
What are our young people missing today? I guess nothing, right?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would definitely say our young people are missing that quality time, right? That
What do you mean by quality time? On their own or in the schools?
No, in the schools, right? So our schools are larger, our classrooms are bigger, so they don't get the one-on-one support that I believe our young people used to get. It was a little bit easier to receive one-to-one tutoring, right? Now it's a little bit hard. So with the overcrowdedness of the schools and our parents now have to work many jobs just to be able to provide. So it's like, we have to provide the extra support, right? Times have changed, so parents are out there working hard, trying to make sure that they can provide a roof. And now, we have our young people that need that extra attention, that need that mentorship. And just need someone to say to them, listen, let's stay on top of and stay on track to where we're going and what we're doing.
Talk to me a bit more about mentorship.
Mm-hmm. So mentorship for Elite is coming in and really getting to know the young person, right? Coming in and being that ear, right? That person that they can go to and they can call no matter what, right? If they feel like they are in a situation and they don't know how to respond, or if they feel like they just need to talk to somebody, our mentors are always available for our young people, right? And it doesn't just mean that you're in a program and you receive a mentor or your mentor is your instructor for a 6 to 8 week program, it means that you're stuck with the same mentor throughout public school, middle school, high school. We make sure that we're able to track our young people.
So you provide a mentor for that
Yes.
long period of
For
time.
a long period of time, yes.
What is the interaction like between your organization and the teachers?
Well, for us, it's important that we're on the same page as our teachers. So we come in, we introduce ourselves, we get to know, we let the teachers know who we are, because we're just a support system, right? In order for our circle to work and our educational system to really, really make sure our children are being productive and learning, we have to be on the same page. So we come in, we introduce ourselves to the school, we get to know the PTA, which is, the Parent Teacher Association. We meet with the teachers, and we often push into the classroom when need be. So if we have individuals that are in our program that are struggling and they need the one-to-one while the teacher is aiding to the other students, we push in and provide that support.
How did you get into the schools?
Well, I have a background in education, so I used to teach, and it's
But I
always-
actually meant how did your organization get into the schools? But go on, talk about yourself. That's interesting. Please.
No. So Elite Learners is a contracted vendor through the Department of Education. Okay. So with us being a contracted vendor, we're able to offer these school supportive services. So going in, if there's a school that may requested our services for after school, whatever it may be, we go in and we sit down with the principal. I sit down with the principal, and I really find out where the school is, right? So where are we as a whole? What do we need to improve in? Where are we lacking? What is our math scores? What is our test scores? What are our students testing in the percentile? So we know how to come in and support. So we know how to aid, because at the end of the day, we need to make sure all of our students are given the best education possible.
What type of schools are you into? Middle school, high school?
Yes, so we have programming right now, elementary, middle, and high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, not to mention we are also offer workshops for juvenile detentions and juvenile detention centers, Department of Corrections.
You offer a wide range of programs.
Yes, yes.
How do you handle all this? How big is your staff?
Well, right now we have 6 full-time staff members.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are consultants.
Okay.
And these are individuals that really, really have the passion for the work that we do.
And
So-
you need to have this
And you
passion.
have to have the passion. You have to.
Are you happy with the progress your young people are making?
Yes, yes. Believe it or not, I'm ecstatic about it. I've watched young people come a long way. Many of our program participants, even with the literacy campaign, we have a literacy campaign with retired NBA player Theo Ratcliffe, and it introduces literacy and bullying. And I've watched students that had no interest in reading just blossom and grow into great readers and talk and go on in public speaking. So it is definitely a joy to see.
Thank you very much,
No
Camara. And of course, your organization, Elite Leaders, leaders, correct?
Elite Learners.
Learners.
Yes.
Where do they get leaders from? You're preparing them to be leaders
Yes,
anyhow.
yes it is. Yes it is.
So congratulations on the
Thank
work
you.
that you're doing and your inspiration and your work to uplift our young people. And thank you, Neva Alexander, Global Business Developer and Trainer, and Donna Douglas, Operational Director at Academy Charter School. They are the organizers of the Women's Day Conference. You can watch this program on our YouTube website, youtube.com/Brooklyn45TV. And please visit our Facebook page and like us. And post your comments about this program and tell us about some topics you'd like us to feature here on upcoming Brooklyn 45 programs. On behalf of our Brooklyn 45 team, I'm Sam Tate.